I'm back. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a video, like, I guess 3 weeks, which is one of the longest gaps I've ever had in putting videos out, at least in the last few years. So, yeah, guys, it's me, Zazubar, and I'm breaking my not being here rule to bring you guys a new video. A couple things I want to say before we get going here. One, I just had some spare time and, you know, free night, nothing really to do, nothing really worth mentioning, figured do a video, communicate with you folks out there in TV land. So, I also wanted to say before we get going here that I have to apologize for my voice. I have been very, very sick lately. Part of the, you know, one of the sickest weeks of my life. I've been very, very sick. I had a very bad sinus infection. You guys can probably still hear it in my voice. And it's making it somewhat difficult to speak. But, we're going to persevere and do this video even though my voice is horrible. But I really wanted to do this video also because I just turned 18 on Saturday. And, you know, that's big milestone in one's life. So I figured, hey, I might as well show all you guys out there what I got for my birthday. Now, I'm not going to show you guys everything only because not all of it you guys would be finding very interesting. Some of it's just kind of like clothes and money, so not really worth showing off. However, I did get some very, very cool things for my birthday. Now, if you guys are friends with me on Facebook or follow my Facebook account, you'll know that I posted everything I got there. So if you saw that, you already know what I got. So, sorry. But just for those of you who don't care about Facebook, and I don't blame you, I figured I'd put it up here on YouTube. So I'm going to be showing you guys what I got for my birthday. Just a bunch of stuff, and I'm also going to be recording a couple of other videos tonight while I have some free time, so look out for those, probably posting them at the same time as I am this one. So without any further jibber jabber, let's get into my 18th birthday presents. So first things first, I guess I'll start with, what to start with? Whatever, we'll go in whatever order I feel like. So we're going to start with the birthday present that my brother got for me. Thanks, Matt. You know who you are. I got the Amazing Spider-Man on Blu-ray. I wanted to wait to get this. I wanted to save me some money. But also to, you know, I wanted to wait just because this movie had a weird impact on me. I did a review of it, and I said I really, really liked it, which I did. But it was overshadowed by another movie that came out the same month. You might have heard of it. We'll be getting to it later. And that movie really kind of took over my feelings I had for The Amazing Spider-Man. I really, really liked it. I thought it was a really great Spider-Man movie, a really great movie in general. But that feeling only lasted for like a week. And then I just kind of forgot about it. And I was like, yeah, that was a good movie. I never really gave it much thought after that. So I was kind of like blasé about buying it on DVD when it came out. But it was my birthday, and I was like, I want to get it anyway, so this is as good a time as any, so my brother got it for me on Blu-ray. And I'm really grateful because I love this movie more now. Again, I was kind of blasé about it after it came out because it was like I really liked it, but it was overshadowed by another movie we'll be getting to in a few minutes. So when I saw it again on Blu-ray, I was like, this is a really good movie, and I kind of am not giving it the attention that it deserves. So watch this movie. It's really, really good. One of the best superhero movies. Well, it's kind of stupid to say best superhero movies of the year given the summer we had, but it's a really great superhero movie. Great reworking of Spidey's origins. Andrew Garfield is great as Peter Parker. Just a really damn good Spider-Man movie, and I highly recommend it. So I'm really glad I got this because I was really fortunate to, you know, really glad to see it again because it really changed my view on it as not just a good superhero movie, but a great superhero movie, so check that out. So moving on from The Amazing Spider-Man, we'll take a look at the movie that overshadowed The Amazing Spider-Man in my mind, The Dark Knight Rises on Blu-ray. Yeah, I finally got this on Blu-ray. It actually, finally is a stupid word because it came out 4 days before my birthday, so 4 days of triumphant waiting. So yeah, I got The Dark Knight Rises on Blu-ray and DVD combo pack. Actually, the Blu-ray in this didn't really work. I don't know if it was just my PS3 because my PS3 is very, very old. It's a first generation PS3. And when I popped in the Blu-ray, it just wouldn't read. So And it's just not the Dark Knight Rises. Like, it's been doing that. Like, The Amazing Spider-Man worked, and basically every other Sony-produced Blu-ray that I have works fine. Everything else that's a Blu-ray that I have doesn't work for some reason, so I don't know, that's weird. Maybe Sony is trying to be forcing their brand on you. But yeah, I got the Dark Knight Rises on Blu-ray, and I liked it even better the second time. I loved it the first time around. I had some kind of strange afterthoughts about it because of the mixed reviews it got. A lot of people say that it was very disappointing, that it had conflicting themes and character development. I didn't really see it. I thought this was a great continuation of the Dark Knight story. I thought it was a fantastic capsule on the Dark Knight story, and I was actually really surprised by it. I was like, I didn't expect it to be what it was, but what it was wasn't disappointing. It was just not what I expected. So I didn't do an actual review of The Dark Knight Rises on my channel. I didn't feel the need to. I did a 3.5-hour review of it on Sid Part 2's channel. So if you want my very soon after seeing the movie feelings on The Dark Knight Rises, go watch that 3.5-hour review, because I was like, do I really need to do it again on my channel? So I recommend you go check that out. But, you know, just to quickly give my thoughts on it here, it's just a really brilliant movie. It's fantastic. It's a great piece of cinema. Again, I had strange feelings followed the release of the film and my initial gut reactions to seeing it. I mean, with the unfortunate and tragic shooting that occurred after the film's, during the film's premiere, to just mixed critical reviews. It was a strange film, pop culture-wise experience. It was just very mixed feelings on the film. And just watch, if you kind of had that with the movie as I did, like, just things that happened around the movie, the reaction people gave the movie, check it out again. You might find that you enjoy it on a different level. But when I sat down and watched this on my birthday, I don't know, it was good. And I know that sounds like I'm not giving it, like I'm understating it. Like, it is a great piece of cinema. It's one of the best superhero movies ever made, but it's like, it was a different experience to watch it, like, at home on my birthday. It was just, I liked it better the second time around, and I liked it for a different reason. I don't know, it's a weird thing I had. So, great piece of cinema, just really amazing superhero movie. I still don't think it's different than what I expected it to be in relation to Dark Knight. I still think Dark Knight is a better movie. I mean, Dark Knight was such a big part of that summer, and that summer is very nostalgic for me because that's kind of the summer that I decided to be a filmmaker. So, Dark Knight has this stigma attached for me, but to me they're both on the same level. Like, I don't think The Dark Knight Rises is a notch below or a notch above. I think it's on the same level. It's just doing different things. So I spent way too much time on this movie. Well, it deserves it, but I think we should move on to my other presents. So The Dark Knight Rises on Blu-ray. If you haven't got it yet because you had mixed reactions to it over the summer, watch it again. I think you'll enjoy it on a different level. So now we're going to move on to all books. Who knew? So let's move on to the only comic book I got for my birthday, and thank God I got it because it's amazing. Superman Earth 1 Volume 2. Yes. Someone actually requested me to review this because they saw my Batman Earth 1 review, Volume 1 of that book, and they requested me to review this because it came out in November. And I actually didn't buy it right away. You know, obviously I got it for my birthday, so I waited quite a while. Honestly, I had no idea this thing was coming out because DC has been very cryptic about releasing the Earth 1 things. I didn't know Batman Earth 1 was out until I saw it on the stands. I mean, Superman Earth 1 I heard about because it got really great raves and was, featured on the New York Times bestsellers list. So it was like that book had, this build-up to it. So, when I walked into Midtown Comics one day because I was in the city the day after Thanksgiving, and I saw this on the shelves and shit my pants because I had no idea it was, well, I didn't actually shit my pants, but I saw it on the stands and was like, oh, there's Superman Earth 1 Volume 2. I didn't buy it for one reason, because I didn't have the money on me, because it's freaking $23, and I had like $40 to my name, and I had other single issues I wanted to get. So I was just like, yeah, I'll get this for my birthday, and I got it, and I'm really glad that I don't want to say I'm glad that I'm waiting, because that sounds weird, because I liked it so much, but I'm kind of glad that I didn't have expectations, like really any expectations for it. It was there, I liked the first one, and I was just like, gimme. And I didn't have any like, oh, I want this to happen, oh, I want this to happen. I just kind of, I let JMS take me for a ride, and I really enjoyed the ride. And it was just a really powerful, great book. I think it's just as good as the first one, and the first one is amazing. And yes, indeed, if you follow me on Facebook, you'll know this is the first time I've ever started crying right in the middle of a comic book. Because there's this section that really hit home for me personally. If you guys haven't realized it by now, I'm a cat person. I've been a cat owner all my life. I've had many cats, and I've always been surrounded by cats, and you know, they're a big part of my life as a pet, you know, as family members, I guess, is more the way to call them these days. And last year, my mom has a cat, we have family cats, but then I had this cat that I personally raised from a kitten, and she passed away. She got hit by a car last year, and it just was a really big dent in me emotionally, and it was a really hard time in my life because of, you know, people really kind of get me angry when they say that, you know, cats and dogs and pets, they're just materialistic, you know, items that, you know, when they you know, pass away or get lost, you know, it's, oh, go out and buy another one. It makes me sick, because it's like, if you're a really passionate person, emotional person who gets connected to something, it's not just an item, it's got a special place in your heart. And that cat, her name was Sabrina, did for me. So when she passed away, it was a big hole in my life. And Superman Earth 1 Volume 2 hit home for me because Clark, when he was a kid to when he was a teenager, had this cat named Fuzzball that he saved from a pack of, I guess it was wolves. And that cat's entire family had been killed, and I find that interesting that they were both orphans. And he raised it as a kitten, and they grew this relationship, and you know, it was just, they had this very close bond. And then, you know, years later, when the cat got old and Clark was just discovering his powers, the cat passed away, and it was just, I started crying because it really hit home for me, and it was just this really emotional scene in the book. And the way JMS wrote it, the way Shane Davis drew it, it was just, it really hit me in a place that very few comics have, and I broke down crying in the middle of reading. You guys can make fun of me if you want, but I don't care. You go ahead. I really don't care, because just the way that scene was written really hit home for me. The rest of the book is pretty good too, as it turns out. No, the whole book is great. The writing is phenomenal. The premise is intriguing. This continues to be one of the best characterizations of Superman in the past 20 years. Just a really great book. If you have any interest in Superman, you should be reading this already. But as I said on my Facebook page, if you're not a Superman fan, you should still check it out, because it's good stuff. Just great comic genius. The art is also amazing. Like, it's truly beautiful art. I'm trying to find a good place to show you guys. The cover is a good place to show. It's just a really beautifully drawn book, and it fits the tone of this very kind of realistic reinterpretation of the DC universe. And you know, we had that with Batman as well, and Superman started it. So really great continuation of the stuff JMS was doing with the first volume, and I really enjoyed this book, and it really hit home for me personally. So great comic, one of my favorite comics of the year. Thanks to my parents for getting it for me. So great birthday present. Now that we spent a half hour on that little endeavor, now we're gonna move on to all James Bond stuff. Yeah, I've been kind of on a James Bond kick lately with Skyfall coming out and getting all the movies on DVD. And I got a lot of James Bond stuff for my birthday. So first thing I want to show off is this really cool thing that my dad got for me. My dad is a fellow James Bond fan, and he got me Bond on Bond, 50 years of reflections on James Bond movies. Reflecting on 50 years of James Bond movies, written by none other than Roger Moore. I'm sure Roger Moore is kind of, people nowadays are kind of polarized on how they feel about Roger Moore's James Bond, but regardless of how you feel about him, read this book if you're a James Bond fan, because it is fascinating. He comments on every single aspect of Bond. The cars, the girls, the movies themselves, the different actors. And that was really interesting, probably hearing like Roger Moore talk about Timothy Dalton, hear Roger Moore talk about Daniel Craig. It's like, it was just really cool. It's a very insightful read for Bond fans. It's got both history and personal recollection, which is interesting. I haven't finished actually reading yet. I'm about halfway through it. It's a really cool book. If you're for nothing else, the pictures themselves are worth buying it because it is just very beautifully laid out. Big pictures. Just actual like props from the movies. It's really beautifully laid out. So if you're in any way a Bond fan, I would definitely say check this book out because it is really solid. Just a really great layout for Bond fans, a great recollection of the movies. So I highly recommend this book. It's really interesting. My only complaint with it, and I really don't even want to make this complaint because it's kind of strange given that this was written by Roger Moore. You know, it's a little lacking on the actual, like, and not even that much, but it's a little lacking on the movies that he wasn't in. So, I mean, that's not really it's a book by Roger Moore. I mean, you expect that to be the bulk of the book, that his recollections on the ones he was in, because that's the one he'd have the best recollection and opinion on. And aside from that, though, he does have quite a bit of insight on the other Bond films, quite a bit of history on the other Bond films, quite a bit of insight on the books. So, you know, it's not a full-on criticism as much as it's not quite what you expect from a book about 50 years of James Bond. I think that there are more objective books out there that if you're looking for just kind of I want the history of the James Bond movies with no opinions on them, there probably is better stuff you could get, but I would prefer this over that, because I mean, it's a really interesting read, because it gives you both. It gives you a wealth of history on the films, but also a really great insider's look by the major Bond actor Roger Moore, who played him the most times. So regardless of how you feel about Roger Moore, if you're a James Bond fan, I would recommend this because it is really interesting and solid. So again, beautifully laid out. I also really love the inside cover. So, and the back is really cool. So, yeah, Bond on Bond, Reflections on 50 Years of James Bond by Roger Moore. If you're a James Bond fan, you should probably buy this. It's really solid. So now we're going to move on to my final birthday present, and this one's going to be a doozy. Again, we're rolling with all James Bond stuff from here on out. And what better gift than the gift of Ian Fleming. My parents, because I haven't read all the James Bond books, were amazing enough and kind enough to get me all of Ian Fleming's James Bond books. So, how am I going to show this to you guys without, like, doing something crazy? I'm going to do something crazy. Hang on. I already took out Casino Royale. Oh, well. Alright, so, let me just take this out here. We're moving from the tripod, excuse me, to the box. Well, there's Casino Royale, and then here's the rest of the books, right here. I got all the Ian Fleming James Bond books, thanks to my parents. Of course, I already had For Your Eyes Only, so that's the one that's kind of the black sheep. It's right there in the middle, and it just kind of sticks out like, oh yeah, I'm from a different line of Bond books. That one's actually from '08. The rest of them are from this year. They're the newest editions of the Fleming novels. So yeah, I got all of Ian Fleming's James Bond books. I'll show you guys all the covers. Excuse me while I put my tripod back together. Okay. Excuse me for that. So here we have Casino Royale, and I've already started reading this one, and oh my god, it's a great book. It's a page turner. Just really great novel so far. I really like the way that, again, Fleming writes Bond and all that. So really interesting read. So Casino Royale, and then we have the second novel, Live and Let Die. I don't love the covers. That's the only complaint I have with these new editions. Like the ones of the the 2008 editions had these really cool covers. You know, like For Your Eyes Only right here. Really cool James Bondy covers. with lots of pictures and graphics and just a visual appeal. The new editions don't really have that. I mean, like, Live and Let Die, it's a bunch of lines. I mean, yeah, you know. Not really thrilled with the covers, but, otherwise, I like the color scheme. It just doesn't feel very Bondian to me. So, Live and Let Die. And then we have Moonraker. I like that cover a lot more because it's an actual image and not just an abstract series of like, things. It's, you know, it's a... I suppose that's a radar screen, which would make sense for the story. It's about a missile. So we have Moonraker, which is I've heard it's a really great book. I haven't started reading it, obviously, because I'm only like halfway through Casino Royale. So there we have Moonraker. Diamonds Are Forever. Again, not bad cover. I mean, it kind of looks like a diamond, so why not? So we have Diamonds Are Forever. Then we have From Russia with Love, the book that inspired my favorite James Bond film, From Russia with Love. Sean Connery's second venture into James Bond. So we have From Russia with Love. Dr. No, that inspired the first James Bond movie. Again, I like that cover quite a bit better because, I mean, yeah, it's just his name, but it's better than just like these abstract images. So pretty good cover there. And then we have Goldfinger, which another one of my favorite Bond films. You know, the book that inspired it. It covers, it's a bunch of lines. I suppose it's supposed to look like gold bullion or the bars, but you know, could be a little better. I mean, From Russia with Love had flowers on it, but at least it was something. This is just a bunch of lines. Not thrilled about that cover. And then the next one sequentially would be For Your Eyes Only, but you know, I already pulled that out. And then we have Thunderball, a very controversial book. Again, I like that cover. It's got a freaking image on it. It's a submarine, unlike the other abstract images. Quite a controversial book because of, not because of the content, because of the production behind it. Because it was originally supposed to be the first screen adventure of Bond, with a screenplay actually written by Ian Fleming and two other guys, Kevin McClory and Jack Whittingham. And the book got made without proper credit for McClory and Whittingham. And I don't think Whittingham ever said anything, but McClory was pissed because he claimed that he created the probably the biggest villain in James Bond, Ernst Stavro Blofeld, and his the organization he runs, Spectre. So when Fleming put that in the book and he used it for the rest of the series, basically, well, except for The Man with the Golden Gun, but you know, he used it for quite a bit of the series from that point on. McClory got pissed, and then when they made the movie Thunderball, the one, you know, the one with Sean Connery, the fourth Sean Connery film, he was like, I want to use Blofeld on screen, so, you know, got sued, and they couldn't use Blofeld beyond Diamonds Are Forever. So after that, they had to, when they finally killed him off in For Your Eyes Only, the movies I'm talking about now, they couldn't use his name, so they just had to have a guy who looked like him get killed by Bond. And then, of course, Kevin McClory went on to produce one of the worst movies ever made with Never Say Never Again, which is fucking horrible. But Thunderball, yeah. And then we have The Spy Who Loved Me, one of the shorter books. I mean, it's very, very thin. I've heard that this is not really that good. In fact, this is an interesting one because this is the only novel not to be turned into a movie. Because Fleming didn't really like this one so much, and it really doesn't. It's not really even a James Bond story. He's just kind of. It's kind of just his world with him briefly showing up in it. It's not really even a spy story. It's just James Bond happening to be in the wrong place. It's almost like a Die Hard story, as far as I know. I haven't read it yet because I'm still only halfway through Casino Royale. But again, I like that cover. Yeah, I haven't heard great things about this one. Other thing I'd like to mention about this book is that Yeah, it was never turned into a movie. There is a movie called The Spy Who Loved Me, but it has no relation to the book at all. The only thing it has similar to the book is the title and featuring James Bond. Otherwise, the plot is 100% different. The book really has no spy story in it. It's just some girl on the road, and James Bond meets her, and they have a gunfight with some other people, as far as I know. So, The Spy Who Loved Me, not one of the. Fleming doesn't even like it, so yeah. But a better cover than the rest of the books. And then we have the one I'm actually looking the most forward to reading because I really love this movie. Is On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which is one of the, as people have said, the crowning achievements of Fleming's Bond books. So On Her Majesty's Secret Service, again, what's up with the covers? Why are they so abstract? Again, not really a fan of these covers on these new editions, and this one, what the hell is that? I can't even make a guess. Is it supposed to be a wedding veil because Bond gets married? If that's it, that's really stupid because it doesn't look anything like a wedding veil, but that's the only guess I can give out. So On Her Majesty's Secret Service. And then we have You Only Live Twice, which, decent cover. I like how the 007 logo is falling into the water. Pretty cool there. So You Only Live Twice. The book that inspired Chopper Pilot 5's favorite James Bond movie, You Only Live Twice. Interesting enough, the movie based on this book had quite a bit to do with Toho Studios, our good old producers of the Godzilla series. Toho lent their staff and some of their actors to the production team of You Only Live Twice, because of course the film takes place largely in Japan, but nearly all of it takes place in Japan. So Toho Studios lent their services to Eon Productions for this film. And in fact, two of the actresses in the film are famous Godzilla actresses. The first Bond girl in the film, Aki, is played by the girl who played the Venusian in Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. And then this main Bond girl in the film, Kissy Suzuki, is played by, I think her name is Mihama. And of course, she was the sister in King Kong vs. Godzilla, Sakurai's sister. So, fun fact there. And then we're wrapping down on these books. We have The Man with the Golden Gun, another one I'm really anxious to read. I have no idea what that cover's about, but what do I know about publishing? The Man with the Golden Gun. I love that song for some reason. It's stuck in my head. So we have The Man with the Golden Gun, which Christopher Lee was in the movie version of this, so who knew? The Man with the Golden Gun. Again, I don't really like that. I don't know what that's supposed to be. So yeah, there we have that. And then we have the final James Bond book written by Ian Fleming. Excuse me. Interesting one here. We have, get ready for it, Octopussy in the Living Daylights. I just said that. Yeah. Interesting fun fact here. The Octopussy has no relation to the word you're all thinking of. Actually, the title refers to Ian Fleming had a pet octopus named Pussy. No shit. So that's what the book is referring to. And this is probably my favorite cover of all the new editions because it actually has something to do with the book itself, with an octopus tentacle there. So really, I'm really looking forward to this one because there's a story. Again, this is a collection of short stories, not a novel. And excuse me, kind of just faded out for a second. And it's a collection of short stories, and there's a short story in here called 007 in New York. Looking forward to reading that one. So then we have Octopussy in the Living Daylights. So that, my friends, is all of my birthday presents, all of Ian Fleming James Bond books, Superman Earth 1 Volume 2, The Dark Knight Rises on Blu-ray, The Amazing Spider-Man on Blu-ray, and Bond on Bond, Reflections on 50 Years of James Bond Movies, written by Roger Moore. So thank you very much for watching, and I got some other stuff for my birthday, but I don't really feel the need to show it. So thank you all who got me those presents. You're all awesome. Thank you to all of you who have been subscribing to my YouTube channel lately. despite me not really putting out any new content. I really appreciate your support. And don't worry, by the time January rolls around and I'm finally enrolled in college, I'll be putting out videos every 6 seconds because I'll have lots of time on my hands. But for now, I'm very pressed for time. So thank you all for your continued support of my channel and your patience with my being, on hiatus and all. So thank you very much. I think I'm going to do one more video tonight. And you guys will see that in a minute if you click on the next video that I upload. So thank you very much for watching. And in case I don't get to say it at another point, have a Merry Christmas and whatever, have a Happy Holiday, whatever the hell you celebrate. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Life Day, obscure reference. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Zazubar. Bye.